this week we travel from Macon to Lyon, and it wasn't part of our original plan, but very glad that we managed to squeeze it into the trip. So we've just arrived into town and we'd heard all this clapping and we thought, oh, I wonder what it is, 'cause it's in the campground. But it's the pétanque tournament, Masters or tournament. And there's like hundreds of people, it's like full on. So we're trying to work out what these are. Now it all makes sense. They're pétanque courts. So we're thinking that way in the distance is Lyon, those towers. That's where we're heading tomorrow. So we're at the top of the castle ruins, or the fort ruins in Trevoux, and it is well worth a visit. It was €11 for the two of us, and the view is stunning. You can see why they built the castle here, or the fort here. It's just so defendable. It's got, you can see for just absolutely miles. Really cool, lovely to see, and they've maintained it so that it still has its character of being a ruin, but it's going to last as they've fixed the roof and everything, so it's very cool. Well, we had an interesting night last night here. We had 3 or 4 cruise ships go past in the middle of the night, which actually caused us a bit of rocking around, but it was quite interesting. We've not had that before. Another big one going past this morning, and that's the difference between the river. I mean, you've got all these huge big ships moving cargo and people. Uh-oh. We've got water leaking. Now that it's actually raining, we're finding all these leaks. We've got drips off here. Lots of water coming in up here. This is just like drip, drip, drip all the time. All down onto my bed. So it's from above, not my window now. So this morning we are leaving Trevoux and going down to Lyon today. From Chalon-sur-Saône on the river, where we came off from the canal, to Lyon. It's about 141 k's, so it's quite a long way, but it's pretty easy going, and it's been raining all morning, so we've just taken our time and we're just going to head off in a minute. Just leaving Trevoux. It was a beautiful little town. The fort up on the hill was really brilliant, well worth a visit. Obviously market day here, but we're on a mission to get to Lyon, so we'll keep on going. So we're just coming up to our third lock down the Saône before we get to Lyon, and then it becomes more sort of suburbia, but another big one. So we're just waiting for the lock. As you can see, the light there, the red and green lights are just, so it's processing, so it's filling up with water. But just while we're here, over this side here, that's where the rest of the river is just running constantly over the weir. And when they're in flood, you can actually, they can actually send you over that if there's lots and lots of water, which would be very scary. So we've got perfect time. We've got another boat in with us, and that's the river from the other side coming over there. Goes down. Well, we made it to Lyon. It was very, very cool. The entrance to coming down the harbour to the actual township is just so beautiful. It's obviously the older part and really, really cool. But the actual Lyon entrance is very, very busy and lots of graffiti. But it was really cool, lovely. It looks just, I'm really excited to go exploring. It'll be really cool. So we're in Lyon's marina and bumped into quite a few people that we've met along the way, which has been really nice. And they're just saying that all this complex was built about 10 years ago. It used to be all shipping yards and, you know, horrible stuff, buildings. And they cleared it all and built these apartments, and there's a huge big shopping centre over here, and all very cool. So it looks like we're going to have a nice time here. So we're just on our way to a market. It's about 13 k's away. So cycling beside the road. Really going to work, and all the cruise ships. It's a lovely live city, very cool. On our ride to the market, it's a bit of current here. So we've made it to the flea market, and it looks like it's going to be an interesting one. This twice-weekly market was the size of a rugby field, with about 2/3 of the stall being permanent, the rest being car boot sales, and it just had such a huge variety of items. It's just cycling back. This is a cycle path all the way along the riverbank. Just fantastic. Such a easy, smooth ride. We've ridden about 13 k's and fantastic. Lyon's very, very nice, and the market was wicked. We missed breakfast this morning, and it's now about 1 o'clock, and I'm getting pretty hungry. And we're going along past all these barges. Some of them have got restaurants, and they smell so yummy. Lots of action in the harbour. There's kids jumping in over here. They've been jumping in and out, having swimming, and there's guys kayaking over here. Huge big mall over there that's massive. Look, and all these beautiful apartments. It's a really active little harbour, but there's only room for about, I think about 20 boats. It's great. So we've just caught the funicular up the hill, which is very cool, very, very steep. and this is the view that we get straight away. Pretty impressive. The basilica is dedicated to Mary and would be one of the most highly decorated churches I've ever seen. The 6 mosaic panels, each 50 metres long, were just a visual feast, along with the stained glass windows. No wonder it was one of the top 5 things to do in Lyon. As we're up on the top of the hill, we're up here at this church here at the moment, and our boat is down in here. You can see, so we've caught a vernacular up this really steep hill, and then yesterday we cycled across here, along here, across there, and all the way up to the market, which is way off the map. Last morning in Lyon. We've had a wonderful time here. Definitely nowhere near long enough. We'll have to come back again. It's been beautiful. I haven't even got inside the mall just because there's so much other stuff to see. But very cool place to stay. Lovely. We've had a great time in Lyon. Today we're going to leave because we've got to get back to Saint Jean de Losne, but we're going to definitely be coming back. There's so much more to see here. It's very nice. Coming up to our first lock of the day. So it's closed at the moment, so we'll see if we can moor up and wait for the light to go green. So we're in the lock all by ourselves, and it is just quite staggering how much water they move. But the river is just on our right, so the water's going past anyway, so it's getting pushed in by gravity. We've got the bollard up there. Fantastic cycleways everywhere. It's just brilliant. They're everywhere. National Pétanque champs were still on, and this woman was a rock star. She just looked so relaxed and hit every time, making the winning shot. It was just great to watch. This guy's got water going over his gunnels. That's unbelievable. He has really loaded up. Wow. That's quite impressive. So Tony has just scraped all around the front hatch and is just going to clean it all with acetone so that we can seal it later on today. Just pulled up to the little pontoon here, and we're waiting for this first big lock for the day, the only lock for the day I think, and there is actually a boat in there, so we've just got to wait a while. Just coming into the harbour of Macon, and I'm going to stay here for maybe a night or two. Just had lovely drinks up with some Aussies up at the bar, and just coming back, and we have got these really cool little rabbits on the bank. It's so cool. I don't know whether they're food for the restaurant or not. I'm not. There's a whole lot of bunnies. They're so cute. There's heaps of them. They're sort of fenced in, and I'm wondering if they're for the restaurant. I'm not sure. But there's bunnies everywhere. There's a whole lot over there as well. Where are they? I can't see them. Where are they? Up there. This morning we're back in Macon, and so we're just going into town to explore because we didn't really get to see much of it last time we were here. And it's a stunning morning, really beautiful. See, the rowers are out, brilliant. Just for you, Campbell, there's even sailing here in the middle of France. Had a lovely morning walking around Macon. Really pretty little town. Not many shops were open, but it was still very nice, and a nice little lunch in town, so it was lovely. Here we are in Tournou, all nicely moored up for the night. Just about to go off and have another walk round. This morning we're leaving Tournou and heading up to Chalon-sur-Saône. We had a really good find yesterday. We went to a old recant shop, which is a pretty crazy one, and we found an old set of deck chairs and a fold-up table, which is brilliant because we haven't had one, and it's going to make it much nicer for us. Off nice and early this morning. Such a beautiful day, and it's a lovely temperature at this time of the morning. It's a bit different going up. It's quite a big surge. We've had a lovely trip up from Macon to Chalon-sur-Saône, and we're just coming into the marina now. So I've just been off and had a bit of a paint, a bit of a dead loss today. I wasn't really in the mood. It's a bit hot and muggy, but very nice spot anyway. And just going back to the boat to have a little bit of a gin and tonic, I think. So This morning we're leaving Chalon-sur-Saône and heading back towards Saint Jean de Losne, and hopefully tonight we'll stay at, I think it's Verdun. Each day we get these advisories about what's going on in the river, and today we had one saying there was divers around the bridge, and they're obviously strengthening up the main pillars, I suppose. More campgrounds along the river. They seem to have them all along for fishermen and families. That's great. Just coming into Verdun now. So if we went straight ahead, we're going to carry on there through tomorrow to Saint Jean. We're just going to veer over to the right, and the marina is just around the corner. Verdun has such a beautiful entrance, and its harbour was first settled in 843. It then evolved into a border town, became the scene of many deadly struggles between Burgundy and France, or between Catholics and Protestants. And then in the 17th century it lost its border status and finally experienced calm. Had a lovely afternoon. We arrived here at about 12 o'clock, and then sat and chilled, and I did a little painting of the scene that we can see from here, which is really pretty, and then had a look at the painting that I did yesterday at Chalon-sur-Saône, which I wasn't happy with. It was just so hot, and I sort of almost got sort of a bit frustrated because I was overheated, and so gave up on it. And then when I had a look at it today, I thought, can't let it beat me. So I've been having a go at that, and then Tone said let's go for a drink, which I wasn't going to turn down, of course. So we went up to the Capitanery and had a wine, and Tone just doing the barbecue out the back. It was a brilliant day. So today is our last day of motoring on the canals and rivers. We are going back to Saint Jean today, so we will have completed our full circuit. And unfortunately we've heard some news that David, who is the crane driver at Blancarts, is going away on holiday, so the only day we could get lifted out is on the 8th of September. And as we are going to Lille on the 1st till the 5th, we've got to get back. So so today's our last day on the river, but once we get on back to Saint Jean, we will end up doing some work on the boat, which is good for next year, so it's all good. Just coming into Sur, and there's all these big yellow buoys everywhere, and we're not sure, but we've decided that there must be a race on because nobody's yelling at us to stop, so hopefully we're not going to get in anybody's way. Okay, so there's all sorts of stuff going on over there. There's boats being dropped in the water, and we're just not sure quite what's going on. It must be a big event or something coming up, so we'll try and get out of their way as fast as we can. We're lucky we just got through in time. It's all on. There is serious racing going on out there. just going through this lock here, and they've done this big deviation that just goes like this for about 10 k's instead of doing all this winding business. So it's going to be a little bit boring for the next hour or so. So this week finishes with us here back in Saint Jean de Losne, and it just feels like home now. So we've got a couple of days before we head off to Lille, so we'll probably just do a few little jobs and I'll do some editing, and then when we get back we'll lift her out and then do some more work.